and tomorrow is another, it's infinity. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So, but today I'm willing to do a day of life without the use of. I am not willing to do 2 days. Because whenever I've tried to do 2 days, I've failed on the same day. So it doesn't work for me that. Yeah? But I can't keep saying to myself, oh, I'll just do another 5 minutes. How am I going to get on with my life that way? You know, I need a packet of time that's not constantly in my face. You know, and a day is a packet of time. I don't have to think about it. Yeah? I can make plans and goals for tomorrow, but only take that with a pinch of salt. I accept that tomorrow I might be pissed. Tomorrow I may believe that I'll be okay. And that's fine. You see, part of my addiction is going to say to me, one day you'll be able to drink socially. Yeah? Of course it is. Now am I willing to give that up? Well, whether I'm willing to give it up or not probably is not the point. The point is it's there. And it's real.
It'll always be there.
And it'll probably always be there. Now, do I fight it or do I accept it? Well, I find it easier to accept that that is there and not fight it. I agree with it then. I don't fight it. I say, okay, yeah, one day we'll be able to drink sensibly. Maybe tomorrow. But one day. And I'm not fighting it. Do you see what I'm saying? That thought is there. And it's been there most of my, a lot of my life. And I can wish it away as much as I like. Every time I wish it away, I reinforce the thought. Every time I fight it, I reinforce it. So how do I quit strengthening that thought? And the way I quit strengthening it is, I agree with it as soon as it comes up. Yeah, one day we'll be able to drink social. But not today. And I'm not fighting it. The discussion is finished. Thank you very much. There is no fight. Oh, good. Glad we agree. Brilliant. Yeah. It's. Remember when we did that bus thing? And the passengers? Part of your addiction is the thought that one day you'll be able to drink sensibly. That's part of your addiction, isn't it?
Yeah, one day.
Yeah, part of your addiction. So we're going to accept addiction on the bus and get on with our lives, or are we going to argue with it all day? That's your choice.
So it's just a matter of defining actually what you mean by tomorrow. Could be next 10 years, could be next few hours.
Well, tomorrow is, what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to go to bed and sleep. The next time I wake up, it'll be tomorrow. And tomorrow, I may be able to drink sensibly, and that's fine. That is fine by me. But it ain't happening today, and that's okay, because we'll do it tomorrow, can't we?
It's just breaking down infinite into manageable period of time. The only finite time is the past.
Yeah.
Now, present and future are always infinite, so
Yeah.
it's just breaking it down into whatever you can manage.
That's right.
You can make it as complicated and fallible as you want and shoot yourself in the foot, or you can just make it
It's just
manageable,
yeah.
and that is what it is.
It's very simple. Very simple. I have this thought, this addiction thing. It's telling me I'm okay. It's telling me there's nothing really wrong with me. It's telling me I just got a few problems. It's telling me one day you'll be able to drink sensibly. For Christ's sake, let's be real. Right? And I'm sat on my bus arguing with it and going nowhere. Yeah? Or I'm saying, okay, fine. And get on driving my bus today. It's as simple as that. It's as simple and daft as that. And sometimes, because it's something so simple, it's so there, you go and see it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's very simple. I accept my addiction. My addiction tells me one day I'll be able to drink sensibly. I accept that. One day. Do you know what? That's me accepting it. Okay, fine. I'm quit arguing with you. Now, if my addiction tells me, now, fully enough, my addiction's never told me right, that if I start drinking today, that'll be okay. I've never had that message from it. I've only had two messages. When I was drinking, we'll be okay tomorrow because tomorrow we're going to get sober. And then when I did get sober, it comes up with, well, you know, you'll be okay because tomorrow you'll be sober. Yeah. And then I'm like, but will I never be able to drink again? Oh my God. This is not something I am willing to accept. I will not accept I can never drink again. My addiction is part of me. It will not accept this. This is unacceptable. And all step one asks you is admit it. Just admit that. Admit that it is unacceptable to you. To your addiction. Because one day it's going to say, do you know what, we can't do this no more. We can't live from 5 minutes to 5 minutes. Or it might say, we can't do this no more. We can't keep saying some indefinite period of time. You know? We're not accepting it. One day it'll come back at you and it'll say, look, this is ridiculous. You haven't had a drink in 10 years. Of course you can have a little drink now. And it'll keep nagging you and nagging you and nagging you. And you'll give in one day. You will break down one day. I absolutely promise you. You cannot fight this because you are powerless over it. Yes? So that's why you cannot fight it. You cannot argue with it or you cannot fight it. If you are arguing, you're not accepting you're powerless. If you're arguing, you think you can win. You don't argue with somebody that you can't win. I wouldn't go up to Leonard and start picking a fight with him. No matter how right I was and how wrong he was, I am not going to fight him. Am I? Because I cannot win. Unless I go weaponed up, you know. I simply cannot win, can I? Yeah? So that would be insane, wouldn't it? Yeah? And admitting you're powerless over your addiction, right, is the same thing. If you argue with it, you're insane if you think you're going to win. Yeah? So instead of admitting you're powerless, he's saying, I can't win. So there's no point arguing with it. If your addiction says, one day we'll be able to drink sensibly, don't argue with it. Just say, fine. That's fine and dandy. And that's the end of the matter. If your addiction says, we can stay sober tomorrow, just say, fine, it doesn't matter what, you say, okay, fine, but it doesn't matter, you see, if you argue with it. Right? Now, my addiction's never said I can stay sober tomorrow. My addiction says I can get sober tomorrow. So it doesn't work when I'm sober. Doesn't that work? When I'm sober, the only thing that my addiction's got is that one day I'll be able to drink sensibly. Yeah? One day I'll be able to do the toast with some little sip of wine and I'll be okay. That's what my addiction says to me. One day I will be able to do that. And all I have to do is agree with it and get on with the rest of my day. And I'm not arguing, I'm driving my bus, I'm travelling places, I'm going places, I'm going. Yeah? If I say to my addiction, well, I don't think we can actually, you know, because look at the history of I'm not getting on with my life, am I? I'm just stuck arguing with something that's bigger than me. Do you know? See, this is me now trying to manage you. Well, it's not working. Yeah? Well, thank you very much for listening, and I shall see you. I may see you tomorrow. I may not. I'll try and Skype out. I'm not coming.
Is anyone in the office upstairs? Kate in the second one.
Yeah. I expect it's just Kate.
Well,